What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Beck and Develop It weekly or draw stream, whatever I'm doing right now. Sorry, a little frazzled. Sorry, we're a little late getting in here. Usually have the thumbnail up, trying to grab it up just for good measure. And guys, what a story do I have to tell you tonight? It's not even completely over right now. So to be honest with you, I want to kind of check the front door here in a second. Because shit got crazy out here in the front of my house. If y'all remember me telling a story about that, of something that happened just a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, I guess it's been like a month and a half, maybe two. Well, there's an update. So give me a second. I'm gonna go check at front. I'm probably gonna do this. I sent Dwight the link if he wants to come in to kind of help me kind of run this while I'm making sure everything's cool. If you notice, my house is still dark, so I'll tell you guys what's going on here in a second. Let me check. Thank you for being patient. Oh, yeah. We're still... All right, yeah. So let me get back in here. All right. I mean, there's updates like, hey, what's up, Chris Fisk? How you doing, sir? Hello. You just got in right in time for story time. So should I wait until everyone kind of moseys in? Everyone was pretty busy there at the beginning. Thank you all so much for showing up and trying to check in. Sorry, I'm about to tell you the story why. It's insane. But let's see. What am I looking up right now? Yeah. Like I said, I'm going to give a couple minutes, see if anyone... I know Bancroft was streaming. I see that Pete Zametti's streaming too, so... Yeah, Luke's out there. But yeah, sorry guys, I'll get into things. Trying to get all my setup set up. All right, so... if y'all remember a few weeks ago, or like a month and a half ago... Well, hold on. We had this neighbor across the street. I was working, and then all of a sudden I hear 5 heavy round shots outside. So when I went out to look, all my other neighbors came out and were pointing at the house, not directly across the street from me, but to the right. And they said it was that house. And I know the sound of that gun. That was an AR going off. So neighbors are like, anyone got firearms? It's that house. He's got like 6 kids, and then the neighbor next to him's got a couple kids, so they're always playing outside. And Jesus, that was scary in and of itself. The cops came, they looked through everything. Of course, nothing. There was no real proof of anything, so I guess they had to leave. Couldn't do anything. So we were all freaking out about it. All the neighbors going, we know there's more people in that house. Something could have happened. We found out that he had fired off the gun in the backyard. One of the neighbors saw the muzzle flash. But when the cops came to look at the backyard, there was no shell casing. So the gun itself had a shell case or a shell catcher on it. So they couldn't find probable cause to do anything. Well, I guess it's not proof until proven guilty, I guess. But this earlier today, hold on, I'm trying to remember how. Oh yeah, my neighbor starts walking up on my door, and he knocks, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And like 3 police officers come up on my porch, and they're going, "What? Do you have your Ring camera? Your Ring camera footage? We need to check. See." I was like, "What the hell happened?" Apparently, a kid, someone fitting the description of this kid, flashed himself in front of my neighbor's mother, elderly woman, and scared her half to death. And yeah, so all that went down. The cops came to check. Of course, again, no proof or probable cause for them to do much of anything. So they all were here, and then they left. They took reports, they checked up on the woman, they got her vitals checked, and then they left. When they left, the kid came back, hopped the fence or something, and the son of the woman that he did that allegedly it happened to, or it definitely happened to her. I'm sorry, but whether it was this kid, I don't know. But they got in a back and forth shouting match over the fence, and it sounded like the kid said something like that threatened the neighbor, and the neighbor was like, "Oh, you're talking crazy now," and all the neighbors went nuts. Like the other one on the other side's like, "I'm calling your landlord right now." Yeah, it was nuts. Yeah, so for the past like 2 hours, cops have been in my front yard. Everybody's lights are to go down. They've had drones out there. Looks like they got them in the back of the squad car and taking them downtown, I guess. World's getting crazy out there. So what am I taking from this right after it happened? I mean, you got to protect your neighbors, and everyone's got to be a community. That's one thing. So, don't be shy of your neighbors. I'm not saying bug them every day, but good Lord, let them know. That's why I was telling them is like, when that happens, God forbid if something like that ever happens again, just scream. I'll come running out the door. Bless her heart, she said she tried to, but she was so scared. She can't, and I know what she's talking about. So, but yeah, this world's getting nuts. So sorry, guys. That's what's been kind of. Oh, what's up, crazy man? How you doing? That's what kind of happened. So, good to see you, man. It's craziness. If you guys will let me take one more second to go check the front, because I kind of want to turn the lights up. I don't have to. I could just start getting to work. We are on this page right now. So we were working on this last week. So the couple days after, I ended up getting that group down and getting all my denethite kind of poised in. And then I've been working on this one mostly today, all the line work. So figured I'd finish up the tentacle texture over here and this patch of hair here, and we'll start highlighting. Like I said, for the past 2 hours, it's been kind of hectic. But guys, give me one more second. Say hi to yourselves, and I'll be getting right back. I just want to make sure if I can turn my lights on in the house right now. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Yeah, shit. All right, we're going to work in the shade. Okay. Yeah, they're still talking to the mom. And I talked to her once before. It's got to be hard dealing with kids. Yeah, thirsty puppies. It's got to be hard dealing with kids right now, no matter, what's going on. You try to show compassion, then shit like this just keeps happening. Sometimes you gotta take a hint, mama. So something's got to be done. So let me just clean all this stuff up here. Hope you guys are doing good. Hope you all are staying safe. Of course, everything flashes when stuff like that happens. So, but like I said, be there for your neighbors. I mean, that was one of the first things I want to do, is make sure that they all knew if they needed anything, just come knocking. So it's the only hope we got to fight against crazy stuff. Not you, crazy man. Just, you're kind of crazy. It's awesome. But yeah, this other stuff, man, this world's just starting to get more and more unhinged. And I know it sounds like an old head sitting there going, "Yeah, those damn kids." But right now I am kind of, all those damn kids. I think it's not great to make jokes about this stuff, but I think I was like, when this happened with the last incident with AR, I was like, I hope that kid wasn't making a TikTok, So I mean, to be honest with you, a little bit, I don't know the kid's name. I mean, I heard the sheriffs call it out 10 times tonight, so I do know it, but I'm not going to say it. It's not my business. But I know that his family's going through something, separation and all that. So if a kid's going through that, there's a sister with him. She did some suspicious stuff as soon as the cop showed up. She left the house. She took the car that they usually park behind the house, so they're hiding their vehicles from their driveway in the first place. But yeah, it's like you would imagine that maybe, I know it sounds, it's still bullshit whatever way it is, but if that's a call for help, the kid needs some help. Usually it's hard for kids going through stuff like that, so they start to act out crazy for attention, or at least some mode of control to deal with their anger. And I'm not a psychologist, so take these are all of my opinions about it, but to do stuff like that, you need some real help. Yeah, holy crap. And here's the other thing. When I heard that's what happened, the neighbors coming up and telling me, oh yeah, some guy flashed, flasher over there. And I was like, well, who is it? Do we know? And everyone's checking ring cameras, and kid fit the description. So, and he must have threatened something loud, hard enough, because like I'm saying, when the cops came, they had the long Borelli shotguns. They had shields and everything. It's nuts. But my ring camera kept flashing, the light kept flashing on. They're like, hey, can you turn this thing off? But yeah, just be safe out there, guys. So I'm going to try to fight me. I'm going to try to get myself back in the focus here. So yeah, what we're doing is we're getting this up. Oh, I did show you guys last week the finished page of the last page I finished. So you guys got to see that. I know a couple people hit me up and was like, dude, that stuff's looking sick. I did just D-Wag did this really cool stream last night. It's I think it's going to become more of a regular thing if he can keep it interesting like he wants to. But D-Wag did a really cool show with Arvid over there from Profire Studios. So if you guys know those guys, and oh God, why has my brain going? Arvid's got a great book. He's an award winner. Comes from really good background, and Oren's artwork is phenomenal. Love the stuff that he can do. Sorry, Bancroft, but I'm taking your phenomenal. Like, you've made imprints, but yeah, like the kid's work is just awesome. So, guys, take a look at his stuff. You'll be happy. I don't know, most of you guys already know who he is, but hey, if you guys are watching back, Oren and Arvid over at Crowfire Studios, you can find them on YouTube. Sub to great guys over there. But yeah, guys, like I was saying, D-Wag had commissioned me to make some cartoons. So real nice to be able to punch that out real quick. Didn't take me long at all. I just needed to find the right time to be like, okay, let's drill into it. It didn't even take, a whole 2 days worth of work. But it was fun. I got to engineer something a little bit more, I'm not going to talk too much about what it is. I'll let you guys find out when he makes it. But so much fun to be able to be useful in other ways. So excited that it could be coming up soon. So yeah. But yeah, guys, I hope everyone's doing all right. I don't know what else is going on out there. My day's been kind of crazy. So, but for the most part, it's been easy. I started this head this morning and got it there. So I'm moving relatively quick. But I really want to get some highlights in. I got to finish up this hair patch. Let me just throw it in real quick. I don't know what else is going on right now. Our brain's still trying to regulate back from all of that. So, what happened with the Super Bowl? I don't watch sport. Used to play a lot of them. Never really enjoyed watching them. You sit there, you're like, I wouldn't have played the play like that. Throw the pick over there. But I know that's not football. They're doing jukes and audibles and all that. I've played basketball most of the time. I know how to play the sports. I was surprised at how I did with soccer when I tried it. But in this private school I went to, I had us try tennis. I don't know if you guys ever tried tennis. I like it. Again, I like the serving and the return, but I can never see me buying the gear and the racket. No, it's not something I could go into all the time. Basketball is just so much everyone in my area, Kentucky, was big into basketball. That and football. So my little brother played baseball real hard and basketball. Kid was good, real good. Josh, we've talked about him here. But yeah. Man, I have a rotisserie chicken I was gonna eat before this. I'll tell you what, as gnarly as it sounds, I'm just trying to bring a little levity here. I got gassy during all that. I'm glad I'm not having to do a stealth game right now, because they'd be able to smell those. I don't know. It's just wild. All right, so you know what? There's that tentacle texture there. I'm going to go ahead and kind of work something different out. You guys usually see me use the purple to kind of differentiate. That gray is nice, though. So we're going to try doing this. Chris, what's up? El Vieto de Merte. What do you mean? I got to put that in Google Translate. Give me a second. How'd I do a pronunciation? That was a little wild. I don't think I could do that again. I didn't really change that color that much, did I? But yeah. Oh, yeah, guys. Again, I was just talking about Crowfire and Arvid. Guys, go check out Chris Fisk's stuff. I know I say it every time he comes on, but if you haven't seen his stuff yet, he's got Infinitel Chronicles. Some of the best, branding graphics. The story's cool. I've got the first one. It's awesome. And he's got a whole tabletop he's working. Him and his friends worked on it. It's from their own D&D adventures. So do that my own heart, as always. And again, thank you, Chris, for that trophy for when my book funded. It's awesome. I'm so proud of it. I moved it up there on the shelf so I wouldn't accidentally knock it down, but it's right there. Beautiful 3D print if you guys seen it. Oh, yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, you deserve it. Heck yeah. Stress gas is a survival tactic like humans. That's what it felt like. I was like, oh, shit. But, I was more... So, my dad, and when I did the elk hunting trip in Colorado at 16, he kind of got me ready for it. So, not only do I have to know how to shoot an elk with a bow, and I was using a recurve from 40 yards, but I had to go on a peanut diet or trail mix diet. That way, when we got out there and I'm perspiring or, relieving myself, it doesn't have the human stink that the animals are very much aware of. And so if we're downwind from or upwind from them or something like that, it can't. So one of the biggest things in a survival scenario, if you guys watch enough of those, I don't listen to Bear Grylls. He's but Survivor, man, that guy, he knows what he's doing. But freaking out in circumstances is the worst thing you can do. Panicking. In a survival scenario, you'll start to make quick decisions that aren't very rational because you're scrambled. if you don't know it. So what can happen, especially in that, you can trip, you can break an arm, break a leg, accidentally drop your pack in water or something. And all of these things can be very detrimental to you. It'll definitely make your chances worse. So to kind of stop that from happening, you kind of need to be able to stop, control yourself a minute, and understand that you're the only one that's going to get you out of this. So you better chill out and get your bearing. And it takes a bit of getting used to that, but I think you have to push yourself in certain other scenarios like rock climbing, stuff like that, where you have to kind of push yourself just to get to the next thing. Of course, you have safety nets or rappel, but you need to experience some of those things in a controlled environment so you can then, like, when everyone else is freaking out, you can kind of like just zone in. And that's a little bit what happened with me on this. Was like, just got to keep the windows checked. I was acting before the cops got there. You got to be there for your neighbors. Gorp is definitely a recipe for Oh, it's funny, Chris. No, it was just gnarly. I haven't gotten gassy like that in those circumstances. But then, like, after everything got settles down, your adrenaline starts to rush out. I think that's what happened. Was like all that stuff starts to like drain out of you. And it's like, oh dang, hold on. So, like I said, a little levity in a crazy scenario. I want to check that front window again, but they already took him downtown. So, I mean, crap happens. I don't want crap to happen to everyone. And I want to say, for all you guys that pray or, give positive thoughts to people going through just some crap, gotta be rough. But if you're helicoptering old ladies, like, you need some help. You need to go down station. So that's all I'm wondering. Like, how did he do it? Did he just kind of like go, ha, or did he like helicopter? Like, what did he? I don't know. I'm not trying to make jokes about something, but levity. I have a lot of unanswered questions. Oh, and I know the street's still dark, so I'm guessing with it still dark, they're still talking to the mom. But all my neighbors are like, yeah, I'll be out here later. I ain't sleeping. After that, everyone's going to be putting their lights on, so that's why I'm looking out the window right here being like, is it cool? I don't know why we all have to keep our houses dark now if they got them, but probably don't have to. But it makes for more dramatic streams. But just crazy, man. That's the one thing. Talk to your neighbors. If you don't, don't be a weirdo about it. But that's what this place was, a very quiet neighborhood. And then just get a circumstance. New people come in, and it's been chaos kind of since. The kid has a record, and we all have Ring cameras in our front yard because he's been caught rummaging through cars. And that was before the AR incident. So it's got to be rough going through to drive you to make stupid decisions like that. I don't know. I'm going to stop getting on my... I'm just processing, guys. That's all I'm doing. Trying to draw while I'm processing what the hell just happened. And, of course, it had to happen on a stream day. I was going to stream yesterday, too. Dwight and me were talking. I was like, oh, yeah. I sent him a link. I know it's a little late for him, though. So, yeah, guys. Heck yeah. Oh, yeah. Felix is working with D-Wag on writing some scripts for some stuff, too. So, everyone's talents are starting to bust out of their shells a little bit. It's great to see. And he's got some good stuff. Oh, apparently on D-Wag's channel, they, I guess Felix had wrote like an intro song, like Go Power Ranger for Crowfire. So it's it sounded really cool. It really brought that like 90s nostalgia to like I said, Go Power Rangers, any of those shows that we had, we were watching back in the day. But yeah, they Felix made a whole theme song for it. And was like, oh dang, that rocks, dude. That slaps. So on God, no cap. Sorry, trying to get with the hit lingo here. Anyway, all right, so I got my hair patches finished. I got that base color. We're going to go in with some lights now, which my street has none still. Just nuts when the cop comes up and be like, turn off your lights. Make sure you and your dogs aren't by the windows, and then they just post it up behind the big giant tree in my yard. It's like, well, that's why I've been standing. But oh yeah, like I said, the neighbor and them went back and forth over the fence, and that I was outside at that point just monitoring, and I'm hearing it's like, if it was you got to understand the reason I'm not talking to you like this. If it was your mom, and apparently the kid must have said something threatening. And the neighbor went, oh, you're talking crazy. And the other neighbor started flipping out. Like, that's when I shouted out, I was like, someone call the cops. And luckily one of them did. And they'd already been by, so they must have been right around the corner. Hell, some of them went driving off looking for the dude before they knew he was back at the house. I haven't seen a posse get together like that in a minute. Oh, I'm drawing lines when I'm supposed to be drawing. See, my brain, guys. My brain. Okay. Get back into this. I'm doing highlights. Where are we going? Y'all want to see an eye? Oh, he says, no worries. First time I had a gun stuck in my face. Messed me up for solid 2 days. Yeah. It's never going to feel comfortable, of course. But I've been held at gunpoint one time. They thought I matched a description of a blue Geo tracker and guy in black sweater, but me and my buddies were roofing a house that morning, and I drove a blue Jeep Wrangler with the black top. So they pulled me over with my buddy that's in a whole black, work outfit, like the Carhartt, black hoodie and stuff, because it was winter. And yeah, they followed us all the way to the front of the job that we had worked on the day before, getting ready to go again. They draw their guns, call me out of the car, lay down the asphalt, and so everyone else. Then I'm like, you guys got the wrong guy. They're like, yeah, shut your mouth. And then they did, but I've never seen cops leave so quick. They were just like, oh, yeah, wrong one, later. Pew! Heard stories, some stories my friends would tell from back in Kentucky, hard, like stupid people doing stupid stuff. And I had a Halloween party out there where my friend got shot and paralyzed from the waist down. He got in a fight with the wrong dude who was not even invited. He just showed up because someone at the party wanted, pills or something. This was, let's see, what was it, 2009 or something. But yeah, they got in a back and forth, and one of my roommates didn't know who either of them were. So when they started fighting, he started telling them to get the hell out, and it went back and forth. And apparently the two were told to leave, and as they're both going to their cars, they got into a fisticuff in the front. The big guy picked up little guy pulled out gun, bam, bam, bam. Yeah, sad stuff. And crap like that doesn't have to happen. We're supposed to be better quality people than this, guys. Come on. But it's just sad because it's needless and it's egotistical. I know lives can get threatened, but it used to be easier just to have a dispute. And even if it did come to fisticuffs, usually you're going to go buy that guy a beer afterwards, It hasn't been that way for a while. And I think people, it's because we're getting scared because it's getting so crazy. I mean, I'm going to tell all of you, the best way to win a fight is to run from it. Like, don't be a hero. Don't do that stuff. I mean, if you got to protect people because no one else will, but save yourself and those and just be like, run if you can. Sometimes you can't. That's where that freak out thing that I was talking about, that starts to click in because, like she said, she wanted to scream, but she couldn't because of the fear and the freak out. So, and like I told her, it's like, if I heard you scream, I'd have ran out there. Everyone else going, oh, we all would. It's like, yeah, but she's like, I couldn't. Throat closed up. Do whatever you can to get away. That's the other thing is like that poor woman being freaked out like that. Out here, that's the other thing. Like, oof. I don't know. Hopefully you guys never have to deal with it. But if you do, don't freak out. Just try to make good decisions. And understand that if you stop and tell yourself, make good decisions, you're probably 100 times clearer than most of the people in that circumstance in that moment. And you're going to have to keep that to stay clear. But you never know what you're going to do in that circumstance. You never know. So one thing I could tell you I know how to do is zone, kind of get the bearings and figure out what we got to do. Still scary, still unpredictable. But man, I'm trying to get this book done for you guys. It's getting crazy. Yeah. So, what else has been going on out there? See, I got a few of you guys watching. I think it's an interesting topic to discuss. I mean, I'm also, again, at the same time, I'm trying to process everything. And my stomach's going, you got that chicken in that mic? It's like, yeah, I know. My dogs haven't been outside for 4 hours, so I know they got to pee too. So, I know, guys. Sorry I'm late again, as you all. If you listen to the whole stream, you'll get that story. That's why we went late. It's probably why I'm not going to go for 2 hours either, because I got these dogs. I got to drain the main vein and whatnot. But guys, I'm sorry. The streaming's been a little bit wonky and off schedule here recently. I'm still trying to make sure that Fridays are still there. I'm still working on this book, guys. It's getting close to me making another update, and luckily, at the speed this page, is going at, I'll have it done this week easily, probably for the weeks, before next Thursday easily. So that I only have one more page to get done, and then I've got those 4 pages again. I don't know. Some of you guys have told me, like, don't worry about it. Just let us know you're still doing it. You don't have to show art every time. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I'll be better next round. I just want this book done. You guys deserve to know at any time. So if you ever are wondering, just ask. There's that. Maybe I got to check it before I say this. But even on the Indiegogo page, it's closed, but you can still hit the discussions. And I know that's how I've been trying to keep up with it right now is, I don't know why, but my email's not, it maybe is getting drowned out because it does still email me when things happen with the page. Yeah, I know the last time, my last update, someone was asking. It's like, hey, any news? I'm checking now. Yeah, no new ones. Okay, cool. But yeah, guys, if you're ever asking what's going on or you want to know, just let me know. Not a big deal. I'm not hard to find. I'm just there. So we trust in the process. Thank you, Collision. Okay, back to highlighting. So yeah. Joe was showing me some progress on Star Circuit 2. I hit him up about a thought I had on some of the stuff he's shown me. Guys, he's punching this one up a notch. So, hope you guys are excited to see that. And if you haven't signed up for his mailing list, it's there. So, Star Circuit. You can find him at, what is he? He's Joe Catapano, but what's his Twitter? Is it Star Circuit 2? Joe? I'm going to find out. Give me a second. I usually have his links in my description. Oh, thanks, D-Wag, for the retweet, buddy. Thanks. And Arvin, Derek, guys. Yeah. Heck yeah. Thank you, guys. And Chuck, thank you all for the likes. Collision Bomb, hell yeah. Heck yeah. Teamwork makes a dream work. Now, what was I looking at? Oh, yeah, Joe's Twitter. You can always keep up with him there. He's got a website, Vera Via Studios. But yeah, he's called Good Joe Catapano. So let me throw that out there. There you go, guys. I'm going to go check out Star Circuit 2. Go check it out. I believe the link to his website is here, so you can go check it out. He's got some cool stuff. It's a bio site. I haven't seen that one before, but he's been doing some redesigns. Hey, Joe. Okay, so buy Star Circuit 1. You guys can go ahead and do that. He's got it right there for $14 with the Kanan White cover. You guys could try that out. But Joe, we need a button to go sign up for Star Circuit 2, brother. If there's an option right here, we need that. But yeah, he's got tutorials, guys. All of his links are right there. Go check him out. Wow. And that's how we do it. All right, so I gotta minimize that or close that out. Back to neighbors' lights are all still dark. I just feel bad for the kids. That's the second time they've had the crap scared out of them out here. I mean, I feel bad for Late. It just happened to too, but the kids had to, like, one of his daughters was just running outside, like the same like 5-minute interval that had apparently happened. So, dude, these dads out here on high alert, as they should be. This is stuff like that's insane. Keep moving. Well, you know what? That eyeball looks cool. Let's try to get that rendered out real quick, or at least highlighted up. Let's get that dressed up so we can see it peering. So first off, I like to kind of get these giant solid reflections brought in there. And here's a neat little trick. I haven't really talked about this. When I get these highlights in, it's really fun if you actually look at real eyeballs and how the reflections go, which I could play off a couple more, especially what's happening in this scene, in this shot. The Loden that's lodged in his eyeball is starting to vibrate and ring really, really loud. So, you know, Nightmare Eater's kind of like screaming, freaking out. He's got, you know, 2 of the Watchers pinned up on the ceiling, and one of them right here, as you guys will learn his name and all that in the book. But yeah, basically these Lodens are charging up, and it's hurting Tepestro's ears. We're gonna see basically how these guys are pinned to the Denethite ceiling. We're gonna see over Tepestro's shoulders here. I just haven't figured out yet if this panel is gonna be a straight across. You can already see I'm trying to get it where Morthus is gripping onto the corner of the panel, but I don't know if it's going to be straight across or more dynamic arc or anything. That's also supposed to make you think about how he's holding on to the Denethite tentacle that's got him, like right here. So, oh crap, I got that in the wrong spot. I'm gonna have to double check certain stuff. Hold on, I thought I had that photo brought up. I think I've got to draw a tentacle over this shoulder, and think I just missed that. Give me a second, guys. Sorry. I'm trying to get my way back. My folders are acting goofy on me. There it is. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to pull this up for you guys. Y'all remember me finishing this page. So I've got to look. Yep. See how the tentacle comes up around the neck? Totally. So that's what's happening here. I got that messed up. I'm going to go ahead and erase what I've done. Sayonara. It's gotta go. And that's gotta be tentacle. So there's another, hold on, there's another page. Remember the one where he's being pushed through? I got to see what it looks like there. Okay, yeah, see? Right there. Okay, so yep, the double check always works. Oh, all right. Get back to here. We're going to make that eyeball nice. You guys just witness what happens with me is like, try to move forward, try to get going on things, but I got to keep tracking everything as I'm getting close. After this page is done, we got 5 more pages left, and I am over the moon excited about being that close. So, yeehaw. We'll get that finished up and get everything set up to get all the letters in, all the graphics for that in, with a latest draft of the story in place, and we'll have that looked over, checked out, see what needs to change, get corrected. I'll do all that. As I'm doing all that, I got to get an agreement with the printer set up and a schedule so I can start getting all the pre-press stuff going. So again, aligning all the letters in the template, for the printer. And that's just to get everything at the right size. I guess I could do it on the big sizes and all get shrunk down, but I do believe someone said, like, just, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna have to get corrected, but I heard somewhere it's just do the letters at the template layout that you get with your printer. So close to the finish line. Nice. Just don't do a premature victory fart. What are you talking about? It's what victory farts are for. No, it's funny. I mean, for any of you guys writing a character where, like, those they find themselves in that circumstance, it's a very humanizing moment to sit there and be like, oh, this is so stressful, this is so nuts, what's going to happen? And then it's a good moment. No, I ate 4 lambus bread. What do you want me to say? I don't know. How many did you eat? 4. Extended version, Lord of the Rings. You nerds. Oh yeah, Collision was just telling me she had watched A Knight's Tale the other day because it was on TV. I had just watched it again, just because it was in my movie queue. I was like, heck yeah, I love that movie. I basically know it by heart. So, and who knows how many? I got 15 minutes left. Do you guys think I can hold and keep reciting that movie while I'm working for 15 minutes? I think I could hold it for 5 minutes and y'all would still be like, whoa, he does know it. But I think if I could basically do the whole movie. But it opens up with that music, we will rock you. Oh, hold on. No, it doesn't open up that way. Sorry. It opens up with the trumpets. Dun, 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 and gives you this whole like writing synopsis in the beginning. And then they're sitting there, and it opens up with a dead night. But it's the speeches of Chaucer that I really like. Everyone really likes them. I've got that first one that he does memorized real well. The actions, the cadence. Oh, when he's naked, I got that whole scene done too. Like I said, I could do the whole thing. It's like, shut up and do it then. All right, so they're sitting there. It opens up with the night. And they get up and he exchanges nostrils, right, left, thank you. And he's dead. Eh? And that's when he's right and left. And it's, what do you mean dead? The spark of his life is smothered in shite. His spirit is gone, but his stench remains. Does that answer your question? No, he sleeps. Rouse him. We're minutes from victory. I haven't eaten in 3 days. None of us have what? Yeah, it's a good movie. It's a shame the film bombed because the whole Canterbury Tales film series would have rocked. Yeah, I think if they would have kept up with that style, and I mean, listening to the what do they call it? The director's commentary with it, even the music choice for it, like some of the style, the reason why they use the old rock, soundtracks for all of that, it fit. Back in that day, their trumpets probably sounded like rock music to them. I don't know, So, such a good movie though. And then again, I look at it, it's a good movie because it's fun. Does it really make sense? Does it really have like the best writing or anything? I think it's funny. I think it's witty. But yeah, I don't know. Fight me. Like Crazy Man said, fight me. No. But I also like where he says, where Chaucer says to the gamblers, I was naked for a day. You'll be naked for eternity. I will eviscerate you in fiction. Such a good line. Because he does. Those guys are in his stories. So, I don't know. Canterbury Tales, it was just base fiction, right? There's like Chaucer claiming that I don't really know it that deep, to be honest. But my lords, my ladies, and everybody else here not sitting on a cushion. So many good lines in that. Oh, even the when he's knighting William, he goes, what was the line? It was, my royal historians have found that he is a descendant from an ancient royal line. This is my decree, and as such is beyond contestation. I believe the director talks about, like, it's not a real word, but it sounds good. I wanted to write it and make it work. It's like, that works. It sounds right. Sort of. But gnarly. Well, again, guys, we got 10 more minutes left. I am very happy. I'm not trying to recite that whole movie right now. But Hook, I can do like that. Fellowship of the Ring, I can do like that. Theatrical version, not extended. Yeah. So, I'm trying to think of the other movies I can kind of do that with. It's something that my parents and everyone's just like, are you serious? Me and my buddy Kent were watching Hook one time, but we were in the kitchen with it in the other room. And I just know by the music cues. It's the part of Hook where I think Peter's going after to save Maggie while the Lost Boys are trying to attack the Jolly Roger, and with the music swelling up, Peter's flying, waving the Pan sword, and someone in the background goes, "Here comes Pan." I called it out like 2 seconds before it happened, and then my buddy heard it. He's like, "Are you serious? You just know the movie that well, huh?" Like, yeah. audible memory to me. If I hear it enough, I can remember it. So I don't know. Either I really need a day job or I need to figure out what I could do for a job using that skill. What I'm using that skill for is to keep all of this story in line. So, and not this first book, of course, the whole thing. What's hard, and I think I said this on, I think it was Pete's. I think the hardest thing that's been for me is to figure out what goes in this first book. And I know a lot of you guys heard me in the beginning. I was real nervous about trying to say too much this, too much that. But at the same time, if I'm trying to be secretive about these things, then why am I trying to tell you a story? No, I'm telling the audience a story. I need to tell them as much as possible to allow them to understand the story at the pacing that I would like them to do, but it needs to be efficient. It needs to work and be effective. So yeah, it's like it took me a lot more to kind of readjust, take a big broader view with the understanding that broader view has to be seen from the eyes of the character. And that also helps and runs in line with show don't tell. Of course, too much exposition or the images don't correlate with what's being said in the exposition. So, you just try to take different tactics to figure out not only not to fall in those pitfalls, but also why problem solving those pitfalls will make everything better and more cohesive. You just kind of have to be able to take it when people go, hey, this don't make sense. You could do a little better here. You can write a little bit more here, and take advantage of that. I mean, that kind of outlook is precious to creators. And I've been seeing recently how egos could get in the way. But yeah, that kind of input is important. And it's for the audience. If your audience can't give you a little bit of feedback and feel like you're listening to them, I mean, how could they expect, what am I doing now? Oh, did I just put how much? Oh, thank God. I was doing that on the wrong layer. Look, watch this. See, okay, thank God. This is easy. Just grab this, cut that off, come up here. Sorry, guys. This night's really been kind of chaotic, so just trying to get my bearings back. Please forgive me, but nothing that can't be fixed. Hopefully next week will be calmer. But we're back. We're fixed. Let's see. I used to be like that with the original Ghostbusters. I wore out the VHS tape. Oh, yeah. Memorizing the whole movie. I think it's fun. So that's, okay, going back to that elk hunting trip. I think me and Dwight have said it before. Like, that was kind of a coming of age test, too, that my dad was orchestrating. That's kind of the kindest way to say it. Love you, Dad. But part of the thing that kept me from freaking out in it, because the third night we were up there, it was a blizzard. We're on top of a rocky mountain called Red Elephant. You can't see 10 feet in front of you with how thick the snow is. Temperatures were, I think, about -20, something like that. And yeah, to stop freaking out and just to stay with a pace and hike down below the tree line and get somewhere where we can gain our bearings and find our way on the map. Of course, the other guy that was with us, he went off on his own. And that's after me and my dad rendezvoused back. But he went off on his own. He lost the trail. I found the trail. So it was, anyway, what kept me from freaking out was reciting the Fellowship of the Ring. It's the only thing, one of the only things I could be thinking about at that moment, because I'm looking at Rocky Mountains. I feel like Frodo and Sam walking because of the environments. So yeah, like you're taking your MRE heaters, like the things that cook your MREs, and you're stuffing them in your pockets to stop from shaking. You got to get down below the tree line, so you can see. And plus that's where all the water was too. So you got to kind of go back there, refill stuff. Just you got to stock up everything in that because you're gonna have to hike out. I think we were 12 miles in. I know we camped out the first night, only 9 miles up, but it was pretty cool experience. But yeah, I would say don't do it unless you know what you're doing. You know, people get lost up in places like that all the time. That's the other reason I want to make a topographical map of Devanis, which we already kind of had to generate the map look that it is. It is there's a trick to getting the starter shapes, but once I was able to get the starter shapes for the continent figured out, the elevation was also put into a color code basically. So if I wanted mountains here, I would make it more white. If I needed valleys or anything, I would start, coloring it differently. But you can basically like a bump map or what's called a normal map. But if you've ever used topographical maps, that's basically what I was trying to create, was just topographical representation. So another trick you'd have to use in survival is just have a manual compass, or analog compass. Learn to navigate with it. And no, not just, I'm talking about the one that you hold out, you get elevations, and you're going to need to know that to read a topographical map, and that can help you out a lot, seeing ridge lines and how to basically just read your terrain. Oh man, like I'm saying, if any of you guys are like writing stories where your characters are doing travel and you're like, well, I don't want to teleport them like Game of Thrones. I mean, take a look. Here's some world building, guys. Take a look at what your characters, where they're going from and to. Figure out the flora, fauna, wildlife, all that for that. And just make a quick little list. It doesn't take long to make a list. Maybe in a starter list, you don't want to just shoehorn things in there for no reason. And if you have an ebb and flow, a relationship between all of it, that can definitely help. So I always say, like, do that for all your environments. That way you can cross-reference things. When you finally do the writing, all that comes together, and you're revealing that in certain ways. But in a story, like, they're going to be doing that. It's great material. Just do a little bit of research, try to find some people that, or experiences, or some writings or journals of people that have done those type of things. You can find some really awesome opportunities for storytelling, just to bridge it from one thing to another, even an emotional gap. If you're having a hard time building the story bridge from emotions from what just happened to where you're wanting to go, and that's getting a little, you can use a small event like this to kind of trigger memories, trigger a slight little hardship. You could do something with what's seemingly mundane, but really make it something poetic to kind of bridge you into. And as long as you kind of keep accurate, or semi, it makes sense or realistic, because your audience is going to be judging you on that. It's like, if I wouldn't do this, like that horror movie, like, don't go down that way. He's going to get you. You try to give people a little bit more stuff to kind of grab onto, and don't be too descriptive either. Let your audience kind of fill in the gaps. You don't have to write every little tiny detail. Just keep it moving forward. Give the details that drive the story and the motivations and the themes. That's the best thing I could say. And we have yet to read my book, so we'll see. But yeah, right. Run. Oh yeah. The guys, looks like that's the episode tonight. Again, I'm sorry it started so late. Not like it was in my control, but wow, what a story. Yeah, and again, guys, I know the last couple weeks have been a little spotty for the shows, but like I said, I'm trying to keep everything going normal. I'm still here, still working, still getting this done. So yeah, expect me into White back next Thursday. And if it's not, you'll definitely see me Friday. Yeah, that's what's going on. That's what's happening here. So yeah, I might be asking some of you guys some questions in some DMs and stuff. So just trying to get things set up before I get this printer figured out and we get a schedule set. I want to ask a few of you guys some like what to expect questions. I've been doing that already and kind of making my notes, getting my plans set up for the execution of fulfillment, what to expect on stuff like that. And I'll when it gets to that point, guys, I'm going to have to keep you updated. Like we saw so many books years ago, like printing issues during Rona season and all this stuff because of paper shortages. You all deserve to know when it's going out there, what is going on. So the artwork takes a lot of my time and focus. I'd rather just get these things done and show you guys every couple months, hey, this is what's going on. I know it only takes a couple seconds to make a message and say, hey guys, I'm still here, but I hope you guys are understand. If you're that worried about it, just hit me up. I'll answer you real quick. I'm not, like I said, not hard to find and very open to discuss. Anyone who has any questions or worries. But yeah, that's what's been going on. We will see you guys next week. And remember, if there's anything out of this stream that I can tell you guys, just look out for each other. Be there for your neighbors. We're all going to need it. This stuff's getting crazy. But yeah. I love you guys. I'm glad I was here to do the stream. But yeah, next week, 8 o'clock on Friday, 8 o'clock on Thursday with Dwight. So guys, love you. Yeah. We didn't really get to look at that part of this too much. So yeah, I'll give you guys an update. This is the page I'm currently working on. We were working on that last week. I got this figure done, this Depestro done, pretty quickly, which was giving me some good gauge on how quick this is going to go. So once I get this highlighted, I'll get this highlighted, colored, get everything textured up. We'll be done with this by next week. So yeah. And then we are 5 pages left. 5 pages left. So yeah, tell your friends. All right. But guys, you all stay safe out there. Couldn't imagine hearing that any of you guys went through something like this. So, dude, no joke, kind of joking. I was thinking of going live what was going on. I'd be like, dude, we can all like figure it out. But they said I had to keep the house dark, so couldn't do anything. But yeah, guys, be careful out there. Stay safe. Watch out for your neighbors. Watch out for each other. And check out all these streams. Like I said, D-Wag's getting back on the helm. He streamed yesterday with Arvid, so go check that out, guys. I know Bancroft streamed tonight. And Pete Cimetti was streaming. So, guys, go check him out. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Chris. Thanks for stopping in, guys. Collision Bomb, thank you. And Crazy Mad, you guys are awesome. I had Jeremy Burtz. I forgot to say, hey, Jeremy Burtz. He came in real early. Glad to see you guys coming in. Thanks so much. Mo Biggs, I can't say. Can't do a stream without that. And then Darren Wagner, thanks, buddy. Love you, D-Wag. So, guys, you all take it easy. Yeah, we'll see you next week. Later. Crazy.